So a lot of trains coming through this train station, Bang Si Junction, or Sitani Chuntang Bang Si. They will head to the north of Thailand, to the northeast of Thailand, and to the south of Thailand. So here comes the train, number 43, Special Express. A lot of people are trying to board here. Let's have to do that. So let it board. It's coming down here. And this cost me 400 something baht, I guess. So about $12, $15 for a 300 kilometer train trip, 4 hours. Pretty fun. We're gonna board the third car. It's number 2. We've got a seat on the third car. So I'm on the train here, heading west, ultimately southwest, from Chum Tan Bang Si Station, or Bang Si Junction, which is, I'd say, the second most busiest train station currently in Thailand, outside of second to, of course, Bangkok train station, Hua Lamphong. But actually, a lot of the central train traffic is actually going to be shifted towards Bang Si Station in the near future, which is probably about, I don't know, 15 kilometers north of Bangkok Station. And it's the junction where the train splits. One line heads to the north and then northeast. It splits again up there in Ayutthaya, north of Bangkok, and the other line from Chumthang Bang Si Station splits towards the south, so the Southern Rail Line. So that's why it's a busy train station. And yeah, so here we are going, still in Bangkok, passing through, about ready to cross over the Chao Phraya River. And then that's, once you head west of the Chao Phraya, ultimately the train route starts to head south. And yeah, it's a second class train here. It's pretty comfortable. Basically, for seating trains you have second and third class. They don't really have a first class seating train. They have first class sleeper trains. You have your own private car. It's really nice. The trains are a lot nicer these days in Thailand. Not as fast as East Asia, as South Korea and Japan and Taiwan, or Chinese Taipei, if you will, or China for that matter. They are still relatively a lot slower in Thailand. So this is a second class sprinter train. So its average speed is about 80-something kilometers per hour. With stops included and such, but it can go past 100 kilometers per hour. But it'll be getting quicker, and the commutes will be getting shorter in the near future. Here we are in Prachuap province, and then this next shot here, heading towards Hua Hin, approaching towards Hua Hin station. And, yeah, it's going pretty quick here, more than 100 kilometers per hour, but slowing down as we head towards Hua Hin station. Just a few shots for you. And so yeah, I'm heading on the train south to Prachuap to the Tri-Cove City. Takes about, on this sprinter train, 4 hours. 4 hours if there's no delays. And other slower trains that stop at more stations take anywhere from 5 to 6 hours to go the 300 kilometer distance. So there you can calculate the average speed of the fast and medium speed trains in Thailand. So here we are, coming up at Hua Hin station. A lot of traffic getting on and off at this station. And yeah, Thailand's in the middle of a big upgrade for its train systems, and so this will be a main train hub as well, Hua Hin. That they'll get an expansion, as well as Prachuap station, which is about 80 kilometers south of Hua Hin, and also Phetchaburi station, which is about, I'd say, 60 to 70 kilometers from Hua Hin, Phetchaburi station that is. And so yeah, it's changing times here for Thailand. So they're getting an upgrade in their train network. They'll be adding double tracks on a lot of key routes from Bangkok, starting for the northeast route up to Laos and to ultimately southern China. Here we are going through Prachuap, and this was taking back in early October, late September. So this particular trip, and so like middle of the rainy season, you can see it's all flooded up. A lot of water built up along the train station, along the tracks, and you can see there's a lot of construction prep because, like I said, they're adding the double track. Okay, so that's just the narrative here for this point, and then we'll be reaching in Prachuap pretty soon. So here I am when I arrived to my land. I unfortunately got stuck. My van got stuck in the mud on my land because of the soft ground from all the rain, the rainy season. You can kind of hear me talking in the background, but the sound's not really good, so I'm doing a voiceover here. But yeah, it was a bummer. Spent the better part of the day trying to dig myself out, and the more I dug, the more stuck I got. And so I ended up having to leave my van stuck in the mud there for the better part of the month when I went abroad. So yeah, it had been raining a lot throughout September and October, which are historically the wettest months in this part of Thailand, along the Isthmus of Kra, at least for Prachuap city, that area. And so I had gotten my land prepared the last 4 or 5 months. You know, got some moats and some berms dug out on the boundaries and the perimeter. So pretty much kept the excess rain. You can see a lot of the rain out there outside of my land there, but I kept it much out. And so yeah, just gonna take you through a walkthrough of my land here, look at some of the trees, and you can see this mango tree there had a lot of new growth at the time, and I was really happy to see a lot of these new growth and shoots coming up right in the middle of the rainy season. From basically, I thought the tree was, wasn't looking too well at first, and then really happy here to see the new growth on the mango tree, this Galcomin variety from East Thailand. But you'll see later in this clip that won't be as good. But here's another mango variety, and I had just transplanted it at the time, and it was starting to show some new growth. And then we'll have another update on both of these mango trees towards the end of this clip. But you can see the new growth starting at the top there at the crown of the tree. And so yeah, these moats did me good, kept out a lot of the excess water, and it was a lot of manual labor to get it prepped, everything. But unfortunately, on that particular day, the van was stuck, and I ended up having to leave my van stuck there for a good 3 months. And so here was actually a good news that day. It was the good news of the day. Even though I got stuck, there was a melon that just came out of nowhere. I had planted a bunch of melon plants, and there was a huge pest infestation of this cucurbit beetle, this orange beetle that was eating all the plants. But I was surprised to see this little melon ended up growing out of dozens and dozens of plants that just wouldn't make it. But this one melon plant ended up growing, and so I was happy to see that. That was the one highlight of the day that I got stuck in the mud. And but yeah, I would come back in after 3 or 4 weeks to check on my land after going to Korea or China first, and then South Korea, which I'll put another video clip of highlights from those trips. But yeah, here in the nursery, lots of greenery coming up here. Some kind of water weed or something getting into the little pond in there. Some algae. And yeah, it looks like that was probably a gok melon that was growing up there. But that didn't end up surviving, which you'll see in a clip at the end here. And so, yeah, just the stuck van there. But yeah, when I would come back, I ended up getting unstuck with the help of the local mechanic, Juke. There, his name and his son. They helped to come and jack up my van and helped get it out. We pushed it out, and so here I am at the end of October in my land at sunrise. Really beautiful and peaceful part of the day. The sun is just coming up over the horizon in the east there, and that's over there in the east is where the ocean is. And so eventually build a high enough tower, I'll be able to have a good sea view from this particular point of land. And here's the soy coming into my land. Really peaceful part of the day, sunrise on the land. And so it's really good to go camping and wake up to a scene like this there just outside the Tri-Cove City. And so yeah, it was a good thing to finally get my van unstuck. And then I spent a few days here at the end of October catch up on my land, or actually at the beginning of November. So I just wanted to show you the leftover mud marks that the land is starting to get hard now because the worst of the rains have passed. October is the wettest month, but immediately from November and December it starts to get dry. Historically, let's see if the rain patterns change at all. But we'll just go walk through the land again, so you can see set as the trees. This tree is the lamut tree, which is geez, I can't think of the top of my head what kind of tree it is. It's this little sugar type fruit. I called it in Thai. It's called lamut. It's a santol. Santol, I believe. No, that's not it. Santol's not the fruit. It's another fruit. I'll come up with it later. But yeah, so here's the galcomen tree that when I came back, it was completely, all the leaves were gone. I'm not sure if a cow ate all the leaves off until the tree just died, or it got too much rain during October. A local said that common cause for the dying trees is ants eating the roots. I'm not sure, but that was unfortunate. And this is a jujube that's barely surviving. There's still some live leaves on it, but so it's definitely not the lack of rain, because it was just the rainiest month. And this particular tree also died, and this was a Thai tangerine. Just couldn't set the roots, or maybe there are ants eating the roots. I don't know. Cows coming here. But here is the other mango tree, which is looking healthy here, but I don't want to get my hopes up, because that's what the other mango tree was looking like prior to me coming back. And so all that growth has come a long way for this mango tree. So at least that tree is coming along, and maybe it's in a better spot, but it should have enough water to get through the worst of the dry season right over here near the trench and the moat. But let's see. It all depends on the weather right now. So a lot of this is experimental. Look at my land here, beginning of November. Little gate there, started to build, and then yeah, peaceful plot of land here. As you can see, the moats are filled with water, and my berms are getting dry and hard, and so keeping out any excess runoff water. And so it should give me plenty of irrigation to plant more in the coming months. And so yeah, let's have a look inside the nursery. You saw the last shot there. And yeah, so the melon, it was already, I guess it had already got its prime and started rotting. So here's an avocado seedling that came up, and so I'm really happy to see that. And I ended up getting some neem trees, sadao, don sadao in Thai, neem trees, because they have a lot of good properties. So I'm transplanted them and took some cuttings. Let's see if they survive. I won't know for another few weeks before I get back to the land. But yeah, really happy to see I got some basil here, some cuttings from some neem tree nearby. We'll see if we can set root on those. And of course, we got the avocado tree that's looking nice and healthy coming up. And I've got the mangosteen tree over there. It doesn't seem to be taking much new growth. So anyway, and then I head back on another second-class sprinter train back to Bangkok. This particular one leaves, it's the number 40 train, 40, leaves Prachuap at 3 p.m. roughly and gets to Bangkok 7 p.m. So it's convenient on a Sunday or Monday if you want to get into Bangkok during the evening time and board at a decent hour. Otherwise, I usually take the night train from Prachuap, which comes really late, midnight, 11 p.m. and gets to Bangkok early morning. But yeah, so that was my most recent trip to the Tri-Cove City and my update or lack thereof there, going to my trees and my van. So until next time, thank you for tuning in, and we will be back again soon.